Yes po.
Ayos po. Okay, i-mute ko na lang ako. Thank you very much daw.
Teka. Yung ilalagay ko sa PowerPoint. Insert po picture.
Recording in progress.
Ayan, nakapasok na yung anak ko. So, try ko lang ilagay si Tariga intro, Tariga certificate as PowerPoint. Ay, hindi, wag. Meron akong ano nito? Nasa Canva.
Na-export ko na yung video na ano. Yung doxology. Pagka-send ko, isa-isahin natin, Sir Luis, yung files natin. Compare natin.
Ay, nakamute pala ako. Sige. Nakasave pala sa akin yung MP4. MP4 na lang. Nung introduction nila, kahit na walang sound, ayos lang. Para nakapag-navigate ako kaysa PowerPoint.
Sisend ko na sa sa Google Drive yung
Sige.
yung doxology.
Ina-update ko lang tong
Ano.
mga files ko.
Okay, edited
Webinar
na siya.
day. Alisin ko na tong picture ng intro. At ni Mayor. Hindi siya as JPEG, pre. Mas okay tong ayan. Kasi hindi na full screen eh. So kung halimbawa, prepare introduction ni Dr. Mayor, ay ni Dr. Tariga. Pwede ko namang i-off yan eh. Sound. Full screen agad. Diba? Naka full screen agad na ganyan. Ayan. Okay, so stop sharing. Ano na.
Natawag na ako sa technical group.
Sige pre. Nako, baka tulog pa yung mga iba dun. Oh,
Yan.
wala, ba't di lumalabas sa tab ko? Eh, ayan. Wait lang ako dun sa
Alexis, accept as panelist para dun sa Q&A. Sir Alexis.
Sir Kiko. Sir Luis.
Yes, Ma'am Janra. Go ahead.
Sir, yung mga poster natin, yung team kasi, evidence-based nursing yung nakalagay dito sa mga video. Iibahin pa po ba yun to practice? Or nursing pa rin hayaan na lang
Binago
natin
na
yan?
namin siya kahapon. Nakita na namin siya eh. Alin yung nakalabas dito sa
Dito-
video na lumabas?
Oo. Yung mga posters, sir, na kasama yung image nila, yung mga speakers natin.
Yung sa marketing binago na namin yun. Pero yung mga videos hindi na namin binago. Magpo-flash lang naman siya mga few seconds eh.
Sige, sir. Okay.
Pero itong main poster natin, yung registration page, practice naman nakalagay, hindi nursing.
Sir. Nabago naman. Thank you po.
Thank you.
that the Lord of all the earth would care to know my name, would care to feel my hurt. Who am I that the bright and morning star would choose to light the way for my ever wandering heart? Not because that the Lord of all
Good morning, classmates. Welcome to the practice webinar. In 30 minutes, we will start soon. All the attendees, please participate in the Q&A session, poll session, QR code scan. All panelists, please mute your microphone when you're not in session. As of now, there are no faculty and speakers joined in our session. Please bear with us while we are performing technical checks. Later on, moderator team will join us. Thank you. Attendees also, please try to use the react button to test or Zoom platform webinar.
Begin. Recording in
Ma'am Jeka, dito ata sa ano, hindi magkakasunod yung sa acknowledgement kasi nauna si Doktor yung mga speaker. Sa
Boto po.
PowerPoint, pangatlo ata, pangapat sila. Parang una yung magpapasalamat yung batch natin sa graduate school. Tapos una sila John Mark Carmela, saka ayan, saka pa lang sila. Tapos yung advisor. Sunod
Okay.
itong si Niners.
Saka pa.
Tapos, batch natin, our batch would like, tas organizing committee, ano mo na yung arrangement lang.
I
Ayan,
got
tama
you.
pala. Tama pala. Organizing, registration,
I got you. I got you.
program committee speaker,
Ayan, magkakasunod na yan.
virtual programming, marketing,
Sunod
documentation.
mo?
Ha?
Sorry. Hindi ka-work ko yun.
Ay, sorry naman. Multitasking ka pala, ma'am.
Sorry po.
In 10 minutes, we will start. One of the faculty already requested me to let him join the webinar. One of our faculties here, Doc Joseph, has joined our session. We'll just wait for the other faculty and the speakers to arrive. As of now, we're still doing technical checks. Please bear with us. Thank you. All panelists, before we start, please open all your cameras for the documentation team to record this dry run session. Thank you.
White nga pala dapat, no? Sige, sa ano na lang, white ako.
Yes, sir.
Prepared na prepared. We have
White
still
yata.
5 minutes.
Hi po, Doc. Good morning po, Doc.
Morning. Muna ako ng white, sige. Para may white. Message ko si Doc Jun para makaano na siya. Baka nakakalimutan. Message ko.
Noted. Speaker committee. Kung meron kayong direct contact sa mga speaker, just remind them before they start. So at least maka-join na sila.
Joining na daw si Doc Jun.
Okay, Doc. Thank you. Oh. Moderators, be ready. We'll start in 1 minute. Technical team, please prepare. We'll start with the commercial, and then at 6 a.m., we will start the program proper.
Happy po, direct.
Hi, everyone.
Morning, Dr. Dariga. Welcome
Morning,
to
Doc.
dry run.
Good morning po.
Good morning, Philippines.
Hello po, Doc. Good morning po.
Hello. Teka lang po sandali lang. Okay. Perfect.
Technical
What's up,
team,
po?
let's start with the commercial.
Unti-unti, nakakasilip na tayo ng kahunting asa. Bagamat malayo itong lakbay natin, mayroon na rin tayong paunti-unting nararating. Subalit kung susumahin mo, it's really a long way. We are still in a long way. Hindi nga namamaya yan. Nakakarating ka na ng unti-unti. Why? Because you work together with love.
Good day, good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar entitled Global Nursing Leadership Summit 2026, with the theme Advancing Evidence-Based Practice for Future Healthcare. The- Leading the Future of Global Healthcare. Be sure to answer the registration link shared in the chat box. We will begin shortly. Kindly ensure that your microphones are muted, change your display names with your full name and organization, and your internet connection is stable. Please stay in the meeting room while we conduct technical checks and webinar preparations. This is Gina Tuazan, one of the program moderators. Thank you and enjoy the program.
Before we proceed, I am Shaska Nuestro, one of your moderators. Let's have a quick interactive activity to hear your thoughts and engage everyone in the webinar. On your screen, you will see a QR code for our word cloud activity. Kindly scan the QR code using your mobile phone or visit wooclub.com and enter the code shown on the screen. Once you enter the activity, please answer the question, what word comes to your mind when you hear global nursing leadership? Again, what word comes to your mind when you hear the word global nursing leadership? You may type one word. Let's see your answers appear live on the screen. While waiting for your answers, we would like to thank our sponsors and valued collaborators, 9.09er IELTS Review and Tutorial, Supreme Review Academy, and NCLEX Pros, committed partners in empowering future healthcare professionals through excellence in education, training, and global career advancement. So again, what word comes to your mind when you hear global nursing leadership? Waiting for your entries. Wonderful! We can already see many meaningful responses in our word cloud. As you participate in our word cloud activity, don't forget to take screenshots and share them online using our official event hashtag Global Nursing Leadership 2026. So I can see here the big one, the big word is innovation. All caps, empowerment, influence, professional development, world class, nurse leader, advocacy, and superheroes, nurses. Wow, that's nice. Thank you everyone for participating in our word cloud activity. Your insights perfectly set the tone for today's webinar. My co-moderator has a surprise for all of you.
Thank you, Zayes. My name is Catherine Anestimada, and I have something exciting ready for all of you. So everyone, look at the screen. We'll have a QR code there. We need to scan that. Or you can also go to wooclap.com and enter the code flashed on your screen. It's capital BONOAH. Again, the code is BONOAH. Make sure to enter your first name and last name for a chance to win in a raffle draw. So stay tuned for the announcement of winners. So for the mechanics of our raffle, again, make sure that you have scanned the QR code on the screen. Winners will be selected randomly, and participants must be present during the announcement of winners. So don't go anywhere, just stay there. Once your name is called, kindly respond in the chat box within 3 seconds to claim your prize, and a representative from the registration committee will be contacting you for your prize. So that's so exciting. So as an early token of appreciation for our active and early birds in today's webinar, we are so excited to announce our pre-webinar first raffle giveaway. It's proudly sponsored by 9.09er IELTS Review and Tutorial. We will be giving away amazing prizes, including 4 full vouchers of IELTS Review via raffle. Also, we'll also give 7 days of free access to IELTS Online Platinum Package for all registered attendees. So you're all lucky to be in here. You have that free access through IELTS Online. And to join, make sure you're officially registered and stay with us as the winners will be announced shortly during our program. Good luck to everyone, and thank you for being part of the Global Nursing Leadership Summit 2026. Back to you, Ginra.
Are we ready? Let's begin our raffle draw. Can we get a virtual drum roll in the chat box? All right, everyone, those drum rolls have built the perfect moment. Let's spin the wheel for the first lucky winner. Congratulations, Ma'am Jayela. Please type present with your first name, last name, and email address in the chat box. Congrats! Okay, let's spin the wheel again for our next winner. Congratulations, Ma'am Normina. Please type present with your first name again and last name and your email address in the chat box.
Again, we would like to thank one of our sponsors, 9.09er IELTS Review and Tutorial. So I'm gonna call on our next lucky winner. So who will that be? Spin the wheel, tech team. And the wheel stops at Ma'am Rona Vasquez. Congratulations! Please type present with your first and last name and email address in the chat box. So let's go to our next 4th lucky winner. So let's spin the wheel now. And the lucky winner is... Congratulations, Mom Yufo Maru. Please type present and your first and last name and email address in the chat box. The registration committee will contact you for your prize. But wait, we have more from another sponsor. So you're right, we are giving away a monetary prize. So sit tight as we are giving away 2,500 pesos. So tech team, you're all excited. Spin the wheel. For 2,500 pesos, congratulations, Ma'am Eunice Hernandez. Please type present, first name, last name, and email address. And we are giving away another 2,500. We're so rich. So tech team, let's spin the wheel again for the last time. Who will be this lucky winner? Congratulations, Mom Tracy! Please present your first and last name and email address in the chat box. Again, registration committee will be contacting winners for your prize. Once again, congratulations to all of you. Back to you, Jeanra.
Thank you, Catherine. With all this excitement, may we please settle down and again take note of the following house rules. Keep your microphones muted unless recognized. Use the chat box for questions and comments. Be respectful and professional throughout the webinar. E-certificates will be distributed after submission of the evaluation form. Thank you for your cooperation.
Ladies and gentlemen from around the globe, via Zoom, Facebook Live, and YouTube Live, a pleasant morning to everyone. On behalf of our class, Master of Arts in Nursing Batch 15, we warmly welcome you to today's webinar entitled Global Nursing Leadership Summit 2026 with the theme Advancing Evidence-Based Practice for Future Healthcare, Leading the Future of Global Healthcare. To formally begin our program, may we invite everyone for our doxology and national anthem.
Who am I that the Lord of all the earth would care to know my name, would care to feel my hurt? Who am I that the bright and morning star would choose to light the way for my ever-wandering heart? Well, not because of who I am, but because of what you've done. Not because of what I've done, but because of who you are. I am a flower quickly fading, here today and gone tomorrow. A wave tossed in the ocean, a vapor in the wind. Still you hear me when I'm calling. Lord, you catch me when I'm falling. You told me who I am. I am yours. I am yours. I am yours.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين
mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Good day to all attendees. I am Kathleen Joy Rubio, one of the program moderators for the Global Nursing Leadership Summit 2026. To formally open our event, it is my honor to introduce our welcome message speaker, a respected academic leader committed to innovation, leadership, and excellence in higher education. He continues to inspire future healthcare professionals and support the development of globally competitive nursing leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Dean of the Graduate School of Wesleyan University, Philippines, Dr. John Mark F. Bondoc.
Good day, esteemed colleagues, distinguished guests, and nursing professionals and students from around the world. The Master of Arts in Nursing Batch 15 proudly welcomes you to Global Nursing Leadership Summit 2026. This year's theme, Advancing Evidence-Based Practice for the Future of Healthcare, reflects our collective commitment to strengthening healthcare through research, innovation, collaboration, and exemplary nursing leadership. As we come together to share insights, explore emerging evidence, and learn from one another, may this summit inspire meaningful discussions and innovative solutions that will shape the future of healthcare. Thank you for joining us today. Your presence enriches this gathering of nursing leaders, educators, researchers, and practitioners dedicated to excellence in patient care. We wish you a productive, inspiring, and rewarding summit experience. Welcome to the Global Nursing Leadership Summit 2026.
Thank you, Dean JM, for warmly welcoming all of us today. May we now call on our dear program head, Dr. Carmela C. Del Rosario, to introduce our first speaker.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to the Global Nursing Leadership Summit 2026, centered on the theme Advancing Evidence-Based Practice for Future Healthcare, Leading the Future of Global Healthcare. Today, we are privileged to introduce distinguished nursing leader whose work continues to inspire and transform healthcare professionals across the globe. Our speaker, known as Dr. A, is an internationally recognized nurse educator, professional development specialist, author, and advocate for workforce sustainability. With over 18 years of experience across the Philippines, the Middle East, and the United States, he has dedicated his career to advancing evidence-based nursing practice, leadership development, and workforce excellence. Currently serving within the Encompass Health System in the United States, Dr. Tariga leads initiatives in competency-based education, professional development, and workforce readiness. He is also the founder of Bridge and Beyond Advisory LLC, where he mentors and empowers nurses navigating professional and personal transitions. His remarkable contributions have earned international recognition, including being named a top 10 finalist for the 2025 Astor Guardians Global Nursing Award from over 100,000 applicants worldwide. He is likewise a fellow of the New York Academy of Medicine and the Faculty of Nursing and Midwifery at the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. Dr. A continues to champion a vision of nursing leadership grounded in compassion, in innovation, resilience, and evidence-based practice, values that perfectly align with the mission of our summit today. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm welcome to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Jose Arnold, Dr. A. Tariga.
The virtual floor is now yours, Dr. A.
Thank you so much, Dr. Del Rosario, for the very good introduction. And good morning, good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Arnold. I'm currently based in Boston, so it's a little bit late here, but I just want to say thank you to the organizers for this webinar for giving me the opportunity to share a topic that's very close to my heart. Just a disclaimer, everyone. I'm not gonna go through my lecture now, but I'm gonna go through all my slides, and I'd love for us to try my Mentimeter as well. Okay. So let me just share my slides. Oh, sorry. Let me actually reshare it with audio because I have some videos. Perfect. So just wanted to verify if everyone can see my slides. Yes. Okay. So my topic for today will be I will be talking about how can we prepare our nurses to thrive across healthcare global systems. And as an international nurse myself, I have transitioned from the Philippines to the Middle East and then now here in the United States. So during my transition, I've encountered a lot of struggles, and one of the main things that I've learned all throughout my journey as an international nurse was the significance of getting the necessary training prior to coming to the United States. So I'd like to invite everyone to imagine receiving an email today, and this email is actually your offer for your employment abroad. And so I'm gonna explain and then process the experience. So this will be my first Mentimeter. So if everyone can scan the code. So for those, and if you haven't transitioned abroad, I would presume that some of you have transitioned maybe from your province to another city. So like for me, I was originally based in Bohol, but I worked in Cebu. So what do you think is the biggest challenge that nurses face when transitioning to a new healthcare system, whether it be a local healthcare system or an international healthcare system? Okay, culture is definitely one. When you talk about culture, it's not just necessarily the culture of the place that you are in, right? So it could also be the work culture of the hospital that you're going to be working. Adaptation is definitely another thing that you would consider as a challenge, considering that maybe in some hospitals that you were, that you have been placed before as a student, and then you move into bigger cities, sometimes you might not have the technology that these new hospitals that you're working now are available. So for example, I was working in smaller hospitals in Bohol, but then when I moved to Chongwa Hospital, which is one of the biggest hospital in the Central Visayas region, we did have a lot of technology that I didn't have access to prior to moving to Cebu. So most of the things that you've shared here are true and can be and can actually be the challenges of nurses moving either locally or globally. So thank you so much. So now let's talk about the reality of global nursing mobility. And I know that this is a hot topic when we talk about nursing mobility because as a Filipino, I've spoken to some Filipino leaders and sometimes they will tell me that and full disclosure, prior to my current job right now, I actually work in the staffing industry as a director of clinical education. So I've attended a lot of conferences and I've spoken to a lot of nurse leaders in the Philippines, and they were telling me, why am I poaching our nurses in the Philippines to the going to the States? But for me, it's a bit different in terms of perspective, considering that the reason why I left the Philippines was really I was looking for some opportunities that I could not find at home, right? So this is the reason why sometimes, like for me, as a nurse who has transitioned, I support nurses who also want to migrate. And I know that not everyone would like to migrate to the US or wherever, right? So in terms of statistics, the World Health Organization actually in their nursing report, the World's Nursing Report in 2025 revealed that there are 29 million nurses worldwide, but we are still 4.5 million nurses short. So that means that there's going to be a continuous mobility of nurses, not just from the Philippines, but the different parts of the globe. So in terms of my story, as I mentioned, I was born and raised in Bohol. I started as an ICU nurse in Chongwon Hospital, but then eventually I decided that I wanted more in terms of the financial side of things, professional growth, and so I started looking for opportunities to move abroad. Eventually, took the plane, landed in the Middle East, and I thought I'm just gonna be there for 2 years in the UAE, but then I ended up actually staying there for almost a decade. So I was there for I think almost 9 to 10 years. Transitioned from bedside nurse to nursing leadership, but it didn't work out for me. Eventually moved into clinical education and then academia as well. So I think I would say like maybe 75% of the time that I was there in the Middle East, I've focused my professional growth in clinical education. And then eventually, the later part of my stay in the Middle East, I realized that there are still things that I wanted for my career and from the financial side of things. I think we're all aware that in some other parts of the world, there's going to be more money, but it's not really just money; it's also growth for you and your family, right? So I ended up taking up NCLEX and then decided to move to the States. And so a few years ago, I settled here in Boston, and so far I've been happy. And I know that there's a lot of challenges, all throughout the transition, which I'm going to be sharing later. So in terms of readiness gap, one of the main things that I've realized is that clinical competence does not equate to practice readiness. So you can be the most competent, you can be the most intelligent, skilled nurse, but that doesn't mean that when you move to a different country, you're gonna automatically be ready to practice, because there are different setups, there are different teams that you have to integrate into, there's different communication. It's just very different. And I think like some of you who are here in this session, I think are working abroad, and I'm sure that you can attest as to the differences in terms of the clinical setting, even the teams and the culture of the people that you're working with. There's a lot of nuances in terms of the team dynamics, especially if you come from the Philippines and then now you move to the States, because in the Philippines, sometimes as nurses, we don't, and I hope it has changed now, we don't necessarily have the opportunity to proactively advocate for ourselves and for our patients, right? But here in the States, you are expected to proactively advocate and speak up, especially if it entails safety of your patient. Okay, so another Mentimeter question. If you had to practice nursing in another country next month, what would be your biggest adjustment? So I know we've mentioned before that technology will definitely be one. I hope that right now in the Philippines, I hope that we are adapting, technological advancements. So for those who are working in the United States and other parts of the globe, especially in the West, I think we are now majority, if not all of the hospitals are actually using electronic medical recording systems. So when I was still in the Philippines, more than a decade ago, we were still using paper and pen in the hospitals that I was working, and even Chongwon Hospital at that time, we were at the verge of having our Joint Commission accreditation. We were still doing half paper and pen, half electronic medical recording systems. Okay, so I think the majority is saying that it's the clinical expectations. And actually, this is true. I can attest to this as my personal experience, because sometimes there's a different level in terms of expectations, because like again, here in the States, for example, the doctors will expect that you as a nurse are very knowledgeable about the case of your patient. So when they do their rounds, they will expect that you have assessed your patient, you know what you're talking about, and therefore you're going to advocate for your patient. So for example, if you know that your patient had a high level of potassium, you as a nurse should give recommendations in terms of what you're going to do so that you can manage your hyperkalemia, right? So it might be a bit different in the Philippines. I did work in the ICU, so I sort of do that when I was still working as an ICU nurse. But I've also worked on the floors before working at the ICU. And most of the time at the floors, we don't necessarily talk to the physician or converse with them in terms of the plan of care of the patient. So in terms of preparing our nurses, there's a lot of innovations that are now available, and hopefully our schools and our leaders in bigger hospitals are utilizing this technology to really prepare our nurses. And not just necessarily because we want our nurses to move abroad, but we also have to think about foreigners moving into the country, or not necessarily, traveling into the Philippines, because I know that there's a big push for medical tourism in our country. So hopefully, we train our nurses locally, not just for the purpose of, pushing them abroad, but also making sure that if we have foreigners coming in for medical tourism, that our nurses are actually really prepared to handle that, right? So some of the most commonly used technologies. And I know that many of the schools that we have right now in the Philippines are using simulation. The only thing, my personal experience in terms of simulation is that we don't usually use the mannequins accordingly or properly. Like most of the time, we just use it as a placeholder, when in fact it can actually be utilized better. So in my actual lecture, I'm going to discuss about the 3 principles of simulation. I'm gonna play a video, and please let me know if the audio does not play. Can everyone hold that?
Hi, my name's Anna. How can you please move your head to the right?
I'm gonna play some bits of this, and then I'm just gonna move to the next. And then I'm gonna talk about extended reality, which is an umbrella term for augmented reality, mixed reality, and virtual reality. And then I'm gonna go to the video.
Start button to begin.
How this is helpful, especially if schools might not have, the mannequins is a little bit expensive, but can afford to buy some Oculus VR. And then I'm going to talk about artificial intelligence and how we can use our most common AI platforms now as our learning partners, because they can facilitate adaptive learning, personalized remediation, and clinical reasoning. And then I'm also going to talk about digital competency ecosystem, such as different learning management systems, competency dashboards, and learning analysis. So aside from technology and innovations, of course, like for us to really make sure that our nurses really thrive and not just survive in the countries that they're going to be moving into, we have to make sure that we have cultural intelligence, adaptability, and belonging. So when we talk about cultural intelligence, maybe some of you are familiar with the word cultural competency. So here in the United States, we are trying to do away with the term cultural competency, because you can never be competent with somebody else's culture. I mean, like if you haven't really grown in the US, for example, you will never be competent with American culture, right? But you can be culturally humble and be curious as to what their cultures are, and then acknowledge that you might have differences in culture, but you can actually sort of adapt and integrate into the community. So again, in the United States and maybe in other parts of the West, there's now a big push to use cultural humility as a term versus cultural competency. So as I was, as I was doing or helping nurses and facilitating their integration, I eventually came up with a model which was based on the outcomes of the trainings that we've been doing, the feedback of the nurses, the feedback of the educators that I've worked with, and came up with the bridge model. And I sort of like it, not because I made it, but because for me, bridge is like really helping people cross from one area to another. So bridge is actually an acronym for specific stuff that we have to consider when we are transitioning. So I'm going to explain this one and maybe add on some pictures for this one. So B is building cultural awareness and adaptability. So when we talk about cultural awareness, as I said, it's not just necessarily about the culture of the country that you're moving into. You also have to be aware as to what is the team dynamics, because it's part of the culture of the workplace that you're going to be moving into. And then readiness through clinical and professional preparation. So when we want to transition, make sure that we thrive in, in another hospital or in another country, we need to make sure that we are ready. And I know that all of us usually do that, right? We conduct our research, we try to study before moving. And if there are ways for you to be really ready before coming, for example, to the States, for those who are coming here, like partnering with training centers there in the Philippines, if they have the capability to train you on electronic medical recording systems and other stuff, it would actually be very helpful for you, so that when you come here, it will not be your first time to touch Epic or Cerner or Pixies, for those who are familiar with it, right? So for those who are working, I do not know if St. Luke's or some of the bigger hospitals there already have Pixies or something like that, but I hope they do. Those are commonly used here in terms of medication dispensing. Integration into teams and workflows, very important as well, to make sure that you know how to communicate, what the dynamics are. Again, in the West, nurses are expected to speak up, to advocate for themselves and for the patients. Developing professional identity and leadership. So here, professionalism, professional identity, and being a leader is sort of an expectation. Because again, like nurses here, I'm not saying that nurses here are very aggressive. They're not, but like they do know when to advocate, right? They do know when to speak up. As a Filipino, having moved from Philippines to the Middle East and now to the US, of course, like when I started, like I was like a yes, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, yes, doc. But it has changed. So, and I hope like all of us are here because we are leaders in our own rights. We need to make sure that we are not just yes people, that we have to, um, assess situations where when needed, and then we have to speak up and advocate. And then guidance through ethical and evidence practice of here is a big thing for you, to make sure that when you're doing something, and I know that we do this all the time anyway, that you know what the reasoning is behind, or the rationale behind what you're doing, and what's the latest evidence. So many of the hospitals, if not all of the hospitals here, will have access to evidence-based platforms like Lippincott, for example, UpToDate, and many more. Empowerment for long-term success and retention. So make sure as well, especially for the educators and leaders in this call, that you talk to the nurses and really ask them, what do they want in terms of their pathway? Like, how can you support them to make sure that they thrive wherever they are? Okay, so another Mentimeter. What helped you most during a major transition in your nursing career, be it a transition from the Philippines to outside the Philippines, or maybe even a transition from a bedside nurse to a leadership role if you're in the Philippines, or maybe from a hospital nurse to now working in academia? For sure. I think like for me personally, like when I was when I was a new nurse, my colleagues really helped me in terms of my transition. It was a bit fun when I was in the Philippines because when I transitioned into the ICU, it was a bit tough. You must have heard of the term nurses eating their young. I hope it's not there anymore. I know that there's like different generations now of nurses working in different hospitals, but in my time, there were still like older generation nurses. I'm not ageist, but like, just putting it out there, I'm an older millennial. So um it was a bit tough, but like I learned the hard way. Didn't like the way I learned. And now as an educator, I know that there are better ways, to train and mentor people, not out of fear, but actually by doing something else. Training is definitely one, and I know that majority, if not all of the hospitals, will have their preceptorship, other type of training. So yeah, preceptors as well. Support from the family, definitely. I think like it's very important, especially the Philippines is very family oriented. Skills for sure. Updates in education, adapting to new protocols. Lakas ng loob. Yeah, we have to have lakas ng loob, especially in nursing and like moving into different roles. And sometimes like we are our worst enemies too, like sometimes we limit ourselves because we think that I'm not capable of doing it. But I challenge all of you to make sure that if there is an opportunity that presents your way, make sure that you grab it, even if you don't know it. You know, if you've heard of the term fake it till you make it, try it. Just fake it till you make it. Thank you so much for your answers. So we're in the last part of my presentation, building sustainable transition programs. So we'll have to consider what are the things that nursing schools can do. Then I'm gonna talk and explain this, and I might shorten the sentences actually. What can healthcare organizations do? And then what can educators and leaders do? And so my final call to action really for everyone is to make sure that for us to, you know, if it's you who's transitioning, or if you're the one supporting the transition of either a colleague, a student, a mentee, a preceptee, make sure that you yourself, you keep learning, you keep adapting, and you keep building bridges, not just for yourself, but really for others as well. And then I have some bits and pieces regarding, I'm not so sure if everyone is looking at or have seen the pit. And I think I think like for this bit, I want to highlight how Perla and Princess were actually considered as like, you know, great nurses in that hospital. And that's why like the reason why we Filipinos thrive is just, it's not just because we're competent and confident, but like we are really doing great as, you know, team members in the healthcare systems abroad. So thank you, and let's connect. That's basically it. But I'm gonna, of course, like expound it more.
Thank you very much, Dr. A, for sharing your valuable insights on global nursing leadership. Calling my co-moderator, Ms. Catherine, for the question and answer portion.
Thank you, Kathleen. So we now proceed to the open forum and the question and answer portion. So all participants may type and send their questions to our speaker, Dr. A, using the Q&A feature in the Zoom. So just a simple reminder, to ask a question, look at the bottom part of your Zoom. There's like a more icon there. You can click Q&A chat box. We only entertain questions through that chat box. So type your questions clearly in the box provided. Click send to submit your question, and we kindly request everyone to keep questions concise and relevant to the topic. So our very first question for Dr. A. So based on the topic, cultural intelligence and adaptability and belonging, which aspect do you believe has the greatest impact on team performance? That's from Miss Geraldine Montejo. The floor is yours, Dr. A.
Thank you so much, Geraldine. It's a very good question. For me personally, I would say that cultural intelligence / cultural humility is very has the greatest impact on team performance. And that being said, the reason why I'm saying that is that here in the States, like you work with a very multicultural team. So people will have different ways of doing things. People will have different ways of saying things. So if you are culturally humble, that would help you work well with people of different nationalities, different cultures, and different characters. Because yeah, you're gonna meet those people. So I would say cultural intelligence is will have the greatest impact on team performance.
Thank you so much for that wonderful response, Dr. A. So we'll move on to the next question. So this is from Reynalyn Alcancer. So looking back, what recommendations would you suggest to make future transitions smoother?
I would say, I think like I'll go back to the bridge as a model of recommendations. You know, be culturally aware, make sure like, for example, for me, before I moved to the Middle East, I really tried to make sure that I know what am I getting into. I know, like, for example, you know, coming into a Muslim country as a male nurse, I am not allowed to handle female patients, for example. So those are some of the things that we have to keep in mind. Like, so wherever you are moving, whether you're moving to the Middle East, you're moving to the States, make sure that at least you do your research. And the good thing about that is like we have access to the internet. We have a lot of friends. I'm sure that a lot of you have friends now abroad. Because most of the time, we usually go to the country where our friends are or where our family members are. So, yeah. And then be ready, you know, readiness through preparation, research if you are able to get trained or something like that.
Thank you so much, Dr. A. That's really inspiring. Thank you to everyone who participated, and special thanks to our speaker for that insightful answers. We really value your experiences. And now let me call on my co-moderator for the awarding of certificates.
Thank you, Miss Catherine. I'm one of the program moderators. I'm Jana Sanchez, honored to present our certificate and token of appreciation to our distinguished speaker. May we virtually present our certificate of appreciation to Dr. A in grateful recognition of their valuable contribution to this webinar. This certificate of appreciation is proudly presented to Dr. Jose Arnold Tariga in grateful recognition of his exceptional service as guest speaker and for delivering an inspiring and insightful lecture that reflected his profound expertise and remarkable journey as a nurse who has achieved significant milestone in his profession. His dedication, leadership, and exemplary contribution to nursing have motivated and empowered participants to pursue excellence, integrity, and compassion in their practice. Presented in connection with the free international webinar of the Global Nursing Leadership Summit 2026 with the theme Advancing Evidence-Based Practice for Future Healthcare, Leading the Future of Global Healthcare, held on June 13, 2026, conducted virtually via Zoom, signed by our dear advisors and professors, Dr. Jose Errol Cuevas, Dr. Juanito Liabres Jr., our Wesleyan University Philippines Master of Arts and Nursing Program Head, Dr. Carmela del Rosario, the Dean of Wesleyan University Philippines Graduate School, Dr. Jose John Mark Bondoc, inviting our speaker, our program head, dean, and batch president, team leaders for a quick photo op. Documentation team, please take a photo and 3, 2, 1. Congratulations and thank you once again. With this, I will now give you to Catherine the floor for another exciting activity.
Thank you, Jana. So everyone's looking beautiful, handsome, and wonderful in that photo op. And we also have something wonderful in store for you all. So before anything else, this meaningful event is made possible in partnership with our valued collaborators. Again, 9.0 Niner IELTS Review and Tutorial, Supreme Review Academy, and NCLEX Pros, committed partners in empowering future healthcare professionals through excellence in education, training, and global career advancement. All right, everyone, this is the moment many of you have been waiting for. So we are giving you 5 minutes to scan the QR code posted on the screen. So all eyes on the screen, the QR code is there. Scan, scan, scan. Or you can also go to wooclap.com. There's a code in there. Let's see, the code is capital XCGGSK. Again, it's capital XCGGSK. So make sure you encode your first and last name as well. So 3 full vouchers for either NLE or NCLEX review will be coming from our sponsor, Supreme Review Center. Thank you so much. So it's now time for our raffle draw. I hope you're all feeling lucky today because exciting prizes await our winners. Back to you, Jinra.
Wow, Catherine, this is so exciting. But before we begin, let me hear your energy in the chat box. If you're excited, type hashtag academic webinar with capital A and W. Or share exactly what vibe you're bringing today. Comment, I'm feeling lucky. I want to see those messages popping up everywhere. Look at this. I see so many hashtag academic webinar lighting up the screen. And so many of you are saying feeling lucky too. Wow, the energy is amazing. Back to you, Catherine.
Okay, so here are the mechanics for our raffle. Again, make sure that you have scanned the QR code. It's on the screen. Winners will be selected randomly. Participants must be present during the announcement of winners, so stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Once your name is called, kindly respond in the chat box within 3 seconds to claim your prize. Representative from the registration committee will be contacting you for your prize. So are we ready? Can I hear a drum roll, please? Let's begin our raffle draw. Spin the wheel, tech team. And the wheel stops at Ma'am Darmina. Congratulations! Type your first and last name and email address in the chat box. Next lucky winner. Please spin the wheel, tech team. Congratulations, Miss Michelle Tambiling. This is so exciting. I'm gonna give the floor to Miss Jinra for more winners. Back to you,
Thank you,
Jinra.
Catherine. Thank you, Catherine. Again, we would like to thank one of our partners in this meaningful event, the Supreme Review Academy. Now let's see who our next lucky winner will be. Let's spin the wheel now, tech team. And the wheel stops at Ma'am Marichu. Congratulations! Please start present with your first name and last name and email address in the chat box. Again, a representative from the registration committee will be contacting the winners for your prizes. Back to you, Catherine.
Okay, I'm back again. That was so breathtaking, Jinra. So I think that's not all that we have in here. We still have another monetary prize. So it's worth, can anyone guess how much? It's 5,000 pesos. So who will be our lucky winner? Tech team, please spin the wheel. For 5,000 pesos, it's all yours, Eunice Hernandez. Congratulations. Please type your first name, last name, email address in the chat box. A representative from the registration committee will be contacting you for your prize. Congratulations to all our raffle winners and to everyone in Zoom and Facebook Live, YouTube Live who joined and participated. Thank you for bringing such fun and energy to today's webinar. So don't worry if you didn't win this time. There may still be more surprises before the program ends. So now let us proceed to the next part of our program. Back to you, Kathleen.
Thank you, Catherine and Jinra. We now move on to our second lecture session. May we call our dear professor, Dr. Joseph Errol Cuevas, to introduce our next speaker.
Good day, everyone. It is a privilege to introduce a global leader in the nursing excellence, education, and healthcare quality improvement. Our speaker is a Mr. Cipriano Mayor, Magnet Program Director and a Nurse Manager for Accreditation and Professional Excellence at Cleveland Clinic Abu Dhabi. Under his leadership, Cleveland Clinic Abu Dhabi achieved a historic milestone, becoming the first hospital in the United Arab Emirates and the youngest organization in the world to earn Magnet designation from the American Nurses Credentialing Center. Mr. Mayor brings a distinguished international career spanning clinical education, academic teaching, and healthcare leadership across the United Kingdom and the Middle East. He has served as a lecturer, clinical educator, education and development consultant, and a director in a training consultancy firm in London, shaping future-ready healthcare professionals and advancing practice and standard. He earned his Bachelor's of Science in Nursing from Far Eastern University and completed postgraduate study from leading UK institutions, including King's College London, London South Bank University, City University of London, and a Master's in Clinical Education from the University of East Anglia. He is a Fellow of the Higher Education Academy and a Certified Professional in Healthcare Quality and is currently advancing his expertise through a doctoral study in education and Six Sigma Black Belt certification. In his current role, he worked as the forefront of a quality patient safety at Cleveland Clinic Abu Dhabi. leading initiatives that strengthen key performance outcomes, enhance patients' experience, and elevate staff engagement, while ensuring alignment with global standard of excellence. Today, we are honored to gain insight from his experience and leadership, advancing excellence in healthcare. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Ryan Mayor.
Without further delay, let us welcome again Professor Ryan Mayor. The virtual floor is now yours.
Good morning, good afternoon, whatever the time is, in whatever world you're in. So, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can clearly hear you.
Okay, so for my presentation, I just would like to make a note that the second slide, which you are now presenting, that is actually a link to the Mentimeter. Okay, so are you guys able to open that?
It's in the first slide, Doc.
All right, so that is the second
Pare,
slide.
nagsalita ka ba?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, Doc, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, so what happens when you scan the QR code there?
It directs us to the Mentimeter. What or who is an excellent nurse? Doc.
Okay, so I will be giving them, I'll probably open a separate page somewhere so I can actually monitor this. I'm wondering if we can present this because it is kind of real time. So are we able to double the screen at least? So whoever is actually trying to access this particular code would be able to see the entries as well of other colleagues that we have in the chat or in the room. For the technical team, is that possible?
Prof. Mayor, it's possible, but the result should be shared by on your side because we only see the QR code and it directs us directly to the question only. You can share your screen so we can see the results.
Hold on.
If you need help, Prof. Mayor, we can adjust it in the technical team later on. So it will be like a live feed on the answers. So yeah.
Actually, I'm here now. Hold on. Did you guys try the code? Okay, so there's 7 participants here. So let me have a look. Right, I'm seeing this. Let me see. It's been a while since I actually used Zoom. I am more of a Teams person. I'm trying to find a button that connects my page. Where do I go? Good thing we're doing this now.
Yeah. Prof. Mayor, just go to you see the screen and the bottom part, there is participants chat, react, and then share button.
The share buttons, okay.
And then choose the application window that you want to share. Like if it's a website, you choose the website, whichever is the one that's having the results.
Right.
Wait, bro, mute.
Yes, please. Thank you. Can you see can you see my screen now?
Yes, Doc, we can already see the results for the Mentimeter.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I think on the day, I'll make sure that I have the extended monitor. So I can actually use, it's easier for me because instead of actually looking at one screen from the laptop. This is lesson learned, so I'll talk about this. So it will be populated by nurses basically as to who an excellent nurse is, okay? I'll talk a little bit about this, maybe for like 2-3 minutes. Have you guys used Mentimeter before?
Yes, earlier, Prof. Mayor.
He's
Doc Daligay
using
also
it too.
used Mentimeter. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Is this a totally different topic from his? From Arnold?
Hi, Sarai. Yes, it's
Hey! What time is it
I'm
over your
fine.
end, Arnold?
It's 11 here, 11 p.m. Sorry. I'm just
PM. Okay. Okay.
yeah.
I took a day off today, and it's my baby's birthday, 15th birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. I haven't seen you for quite some time. I'm so happy that we're doing this on the same platform.
Right? And hold on. Sorry to hijack the time, but this is my baby. He's 15 now.
15.
15 years old. So I took a time off. So we're gonna go somewhere else. We're going to Ras Al Khaimah because most of the places there are dog friendly. So anyway, so thank you, team. So let me stop sharing now. So it works. All right. So does it contradict or does it align with your presentation, Arnold?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, can we go through my slides now, please? So let's just skim through them. And good to see you, by the way.
Good to see you too.
So my concept is, I spoke with the team maybe a couple of weeks ago, and I said if Arnold's actually going to talk about like the readiness and making sure that we're well prepared when we target the global markets, I said I want to go more foundational on what is an excellent nurse, because I think you need to have that before you even like spread your wings, right? So I'm going to use magnet concept basically. I'll try and just introduce magnet as little as possible because in a way, it is basically a vendor, right? For organizations. I want to make sure that I'm using the concept of their definition of nursing excellence. And I think if we have that, it will be really relevant in terms of having that kind of load to make sure that we're ready for the future. So I'm gonna go through this slide. I'm gonna say the future is already here. Can we go to the next slide? So I have the formula for readiness. Okay. I just briefly give an introduction to the magnet recognition program. And then the next slide is focusing on the recent Magnet 3.0, the most recent publication that they've released last year, I think last year. Really recent. It was completed in 2024. So these are the outcomes, and they had a huge sample size for this research project. So I'm going to share that with all of you. And then next slide, just keep on going. Okay, so it's going to look at the evidence. And then I'll be going through the 5 components and what it means in terms of. So there is a particular slide there, if you keep on going, that is going to align with your talk, Arnold. I don't know if I'm calling you right. Is it Jose or Arnold, which one
I
is
go with
good?
Arnold. Yeah. Arnold.
Okay, so if next slide, this one here. So I'll talk about you, and I'm talking first, or you're closing, Arnold.
I think I'm talking first. And actually, like now that I've seen sort of like the outline of your talk, it actually flows well because most of my topic really is more on the transition side of things and like how we can help nurses transition. And I think like from my from my vantage point now, like your topic is like once they have transitioned, like how can they be excellent nurses? And this is now your focus. So I feel like it flows well.
It flows well. Okay, that's fine. So I'll just probably allude to your talk earlier about how important professional development is. Okay, and then next slide. Am I supposed to do it this way? I'm gonna go put on a proper talking
No,
presentation.
I just like quickly ran it through. At least for me, I don't know what
Okay.
I told them that, I was just like, no.
Okay. And then putting it into practice, next slide. So I think it should give me around 35 to 40 minutes of talk. I'll try and shorten it as much as possible so I get more time to actually have Q&A with the participants because I like it more than actually me hearing my voice. All right, so next slide. Next slide. This one here. Okay, so I'll probably give more information or examples on the left, on the first column. I'll try and give context to more examples to the different components so they, when they start reflecting on this particular checklist, then it'll make sense. Okay, and then I'll close it with this. Is that okay, team? So my learning here. So my learning here is because I have the Menti at the very beginning. I'll probably connect my laptop to the monitor, so I can
Yes,
actually
Prof.
navigate easily.
Prof. Meyer, sorry. On the Zoom platform, we have an option like it's same like a Mentimeter, but it's a poll option. Like I will launch it now, and it will show the same questions that you have in your.
How about you guys manage that same question?
I launch it now so you can have a look, and then the attendees please answer the poll question of Prof. Meyer. So
I think
will show
for
this
now.
one.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, so
Okay.
this one will show on their Zoom platform, and then once they have all answered, then it will show the results. It will be only live in the Zoom, so they don't have to. There is a QR, but it will open a separate window. But the Zoom attendees will be able to like answer here. Like if I finish this, I end the poll. There's already four who answered this question, so I'll end the poll. Then I can
How
share the
does it
results.
appear when they start sending responses? So how does it appear? How does it collate the information?
They type in the answer like in the Mentimeter that you made, Prof. Mayor. So yeah.
Are we able to actually at least come up with a quantitative decision or discussion? What's the most common responses around it?
So Rai, were you the one who created your PowerPoint presentation? And are you
Say it
using
again?
Mac? Were you the one who created your presentation? I mean, like your deck?
Yeah.
Are you using Mac or Windows?
Android or no. I'm using the Windows.
Windows. Yeah. Okay. So, because there's actually a way to insert. Because I was using I'm using Mentimeter as well. But I'm using Mac. So like in PowerPoint, there's a way to have like add-ins where you can add in the Mentimeter itself in the slide, and so like when they scan it, the results will just come out directly.
I learned something today.
And
Okay.
I assume that there are like YouTube video tutorials to do it. It will be easier for you or like for the team, so that you won't be changing screens, and then it goes smoothly during the flow. That's what I did anyway, and I can maybe help out like if we just have to log in through your Mentimeter.
Okay, so I'll try and figure it out. I'm sure it'll be a breeze. But anyway, yes, so let's do that. What I'm gonna do, I think, is probably share it with my contacts here. My colleague from TCAD, who's diligently trying to communicate with me every single day. So that's good. So I'll let her know, okay, as to what's happening from my end. And Arnold, thank you for recommending me to this group. They're amazing, by the way.
So I think like we had a common connection maybe because like I thought like you were the one who recommended me to.
Oh,
I don't know. I think so. One of my former student that I helped, not student, but like he was a colleague. You know, like one of the nurses who trained through our transition program, was studying. Was one of the students here, and she, I guess like recommended me. I don't know. And then the team reached out, and I thought like so maybe we have the same connection because like when she told me that it will be Prof. Cyprian, I was like, oh my God, it's Sir Ryan. So like I was so happy when I heard that like you'll be speaking on the same platform.
yeah, it's been a while.
I know. You have to invite me again.
You've reached so many great heights.
It's the same, right?
It's just a really proud moment for us Filipinos, you know.
But yeah, it is. Yeah, it is in a way. Yeah.
I mean,
there's a
with
lot of
your achievements, I mean.
yeah. I mean, like I'm grateful. I think like America has been great. You knew my struggles there in the Middle East, but you know, like my later years there has been great too. So like really no complaints. Like every place has been, you know, like a place of learning and a place of growth.
Okay, guys, do you have any question for me?
Okay, I'll continue, Professor Ryan.
Okay. No, actually, it kind of gives me EBGBs when I hear the word professor.
Oh, so
It's been a
how do
while
you
since
prefer?
we-
What do you prefer to be called?
Just call me Cipriano. I think
Oh,
I'd like it to be.
Okay.
The last time I was called professor was when I was teaching at a university.
Okay.
Although that's most of the time that I spent in the UK, so teaching pre and post registration nursing. So, but
Okay.
yeah, it's okay. You can call me Mister or whatever, or my first name.
Sir Kiko, should I continue?
Go on, please. Okay, sorry to interrupt.
It's okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Cipriano, for the enriching and informative presentation on how to become an excellent nurse. With this, I'll give the virtual floor back to Catherine for our question and answer portion.
Thanks, Kathleen. So hi, Mr. Cipriano. We are now opening the floor once again for questions and discussions. So participants may raise questions through the dedicated Q&A feature in the Zoom. It's just down there in the bottom part of the Zoom screen. Click Q&A. If you cannot find it, it's just the more icon. You can look for Q&A chat box. It's just there. So type your questions clearly in the chat box provided. Click send to submit your questions. And we kindly request everyone to keep questions concise and relevant to the topic. So our very first question from Miss Michelle Tambiling. So what is one action every nurse in this audience can take tomorrow to become a more effective leader? So this question is for you, Mr. Cipriano. The floor is yours.
On the spot. Okay. Okay, I'll say something, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we are given 20 minutes for the Q&A, correct? And you're going to keep tab on the timing as well, because most likely I'm going to talk a lot. So just really say, Cipriano, we only have like 1 second left. Whatever, I don't really mind that. Just mention it.
Be prepared
Because I
to
talk a lot. Believe me, on the day I will talk a lot.
We prepared 2 questions for you, sir. So, another question. So
these are your pool questions.
Yeah, someone is really asking question in the chat box. So,
okay.
So another question. Thank you so much for that answer. So another question for you. In your opinion, what skills are essential for a nurse to become excellent? So what skills are essential for a nurse to become excellent like you?
You want me to answer that now?
Okay. Okay, we will
Reserve
reserve that.
natin for the
Reserve that in the day. Okay. Thank you again for that wonderful answer. So thank you again so much. I'd like to take this opportunity for our to thank our valued collaborators, 9.09er IELTS Review and Tutorial, Supreme Review Academy, and NCLEX Pros, and to everyone for your active participation in the Q&A and questions portion. We are really grateful for your participation. Thank you again, Mr. Cipriano, handing you guys to Jana for the awarding of certificate.
Thanks, Catherine. At this point, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to our second speaker for sharing their expertise, valuable experiences, meaningful insights with us today. Your discussion has truly inspired and enriched our understanding of Global Nursing Leadership Summit 2026, advancing evidence based practice for future healthcare, leading the future of global healthcare. In recognition of your valuable contribution to this webinar, we are honored to present the Certificate of Appreciation to Mr. Ryan Mayor. This certificate of appreciation is proudly presented to Professor Cipriano Ryan Mayor in grateful recognition of his exceptional service as guest speaker and for delivering an inspiring and insightful lecture that reflected his profound expertise and remarkable journey as a nurse who has achieved significant milestone in the profession. His dedication, leadership, and exemplary contribution to nursing have motivated and empowered participants to pursue excellence, integrity, and compassion in their practice. Presented in connection with free international webinar of the Global Nursing Leadership Summit 2026 with the theme Advancing Evidence-Based Practice for Future Healthcare, Leading the Future of Global Healthcare, held on June 13, 2026, conducted virtually via Zoom, signed by our dear advisors and professors, Dr. Joseph Errol Cuevas, Dr. Juanito Leabres Jr., our Wesleyan University Philippines Master of Arts in Nursing Program Head Dr. Carmela Del Rosario, and the Dean of Wesleyan University Graduate School, Dr. John Mark Bondoc, inviting our speaker, our program head, dean, and batch president team leaders for a quick photo op. Documentation team, please take photo in 3, 2, 1. Once again, thank you very much, Mr. Ryan Mayor, for being part of today's program and for generously sharing your knowledge with us. Let us give our speaker a virtual round of applause. And to summarize today's discussion, I now give the floor back to Zez.
Thank you, Jana. What an insightful and inspiring session we had today. Let's take a moment to reflect on the valuable lessons and powerful ideas shared throughout the webinar. Today, we were reminded that nursing leadership goes beyond managing healthcare teams. It is about inspiring change, empowering others, and creating better patient outcomes. Empowering others and evidence-based practice. Sorry. From our speakers, we learned the importance of strong and compassionate leadership, critical thinking and evidence-based decision-making, collaboration in global healthcare settings, continuous learning and professional growth, and most importantly, the vital role nurses play in shaping the future of healthcare worldwide. Indeed, today's discussion showed us that nurses are innovators, educators, advocates, and leaders of change. As we move forward in our respective institutions and communities, may we continue to apply what we learned today and become champions of excellence, compassion, and evidence-based practice. Once again, thank you everyone for making this webinar engaging, meaningful, and successful. Back to you, Jinra.
Thanks, Ace. As we come to the end of this meaningful webinar, may we invite our esteemed professor, Dr. June Leabres, for the closing remarks.
As we conclude the Global Nursing Leadership Summit 2026, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to all our speakers, guests, and participants for making this event a meaningful exchange of knowledge and inspiration. May the insights today gained today strengthen our commitment to advancing evidence-based practice and shaping the future of healthcare through excellence in nursing leadership. Thank you all, and we look forward to seeing you at our future events. Congratulations, MAN Batch 15.
Thank you very much for being with us all throughout our journey. This webinar would not have been possible without your guidance, Dr. June, as well as Dr. Errol and Dr. Mela. To formally conclude the program, may we invite everyone to join in singing the Wesleyan University hymn. But be sure to stay with us until the very end.
We would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to our speakers, Dr. A and Mr. Ryan, participants from all over the world via Zoom, Facebook Live, and YouTube Live. Sponsors namely 9.09er IELTS Review and Tutorial, Supreme Review Academy, and MTEX Pro. Faculty members Dean JM, Dr. Mela, Dr. Errol, and Dr. June. Wesleyan University Philippines. We also recognize the dedication and teamwork of our organizing committee, whose efforts made this summit possible and meaningful for all. Headed by our overall committee head, Ivan Gomez, with team members Jayela Rose Obera, April Rose Coxijian, and Raineline Alconer. Also, our registration committee is responsible for the orderly collection of participants' details and accurate distribution of e-certificates and raffle prizes. Headed by Rona Regine Vasquez, with team members Adrian Labay, Jelani Caballero Cruz, Kirby May Gakutan, April Darain Salazar Cal, and Catherine Gay Garin. Our program speaker selection committee ensured the careful selection and evaluation of our esteemed resource speaker, headed by Daphne Cristil Del Monte, along with Denise Hernandez, Michelle Tambiling, and Ivy Meharada. Our virtual program committee ensured that the smooth flow of the program, headed by Emily Abalus, with team member Ram Sanchez, Tracy Casino, Althea Longcop, Joseph Thew, Kindraline Valenciano, Normina Balabagan, Edison Tugas, and Ivy Daliit. Our marketing committee handled promotion and engagement and collaboration with sponsors headed by Mark Bill Dinglasa, with member Geraldine Montejo, Jarel Carbonell, Josel Carbonell, Maria Hazel Ordan, and Marife Miranda.
Our documentation committee ensured a systematic documentation process led by Marichu Matiga, along with Mashra Ali Omar, Catherine Cordero, Maria Cristina de la Cruz, Joan Odiem, and Marvin Halos. Our technical team ensured seamless transitions throughout the webinar, headed by Luis de la Cruz, with the team members Angel Christine Caballero, Joan Aguirre Lelim, Alexis Enigo, Charlene Dagasdas, Jether Shane Morales, Christine de la Guardia, and Emerald Van Bodo. Lastly, yours truly, the moderator committee, created an intellectually engaging and interactive environment for all attendees, headed by Seisca Nuestro, with Catherine Ann Estemida, Kathleen Joy Rubio, Jana Zena Sanchez, and Jinra Tuazon. Together, we extend our deepest gratitude for all the efforts, collaboration, and unwavering support that made this summit a success. Your support and participation are highly appreciated. But wait, there's more. Jinra?
Hold,
Is everyone still
hold,
there? Okay, sir.
hold. At this point, faculty and speakers, we are doing the raffle prizes. It will be only the part of the committees to take over this part. Good job, moderators. Good job, technical team. Thank you for joining this dry run. And for the faculty also, thank you for joining this webinar for us. And speakers, Doc A. Tariga, thank you for your time in discussing your lecture. And Prof. Mayor, thank you also for attending this webinar. For if you need any suggestion, question, if you need any help on the technical side, we are available in the technical team. Right now at this moment, we can have an evaluation with the faculty members first. And Doc Joseph and Doc Jun, do you have any comments on our dry run?
I have something.
Yes, Sir Mayor.
So I'm wondering from your end, if you're actually able to see the text from the presentation. I'm wondering if it's actually big enough. I did it in a very rushed way, so I'm not 100% sure if it's registering well. If you're reading it, are you able to actually completely see it in a way that it is easy and
when we view it in the phone, Prof. Mayor, it's fine. It's readable.
Okay.
When we open it via the computer, it's much more clear.
Okay. So no issues there, right? And my comment is, this is very organized. I've attended so many seminars. I was invited to many webinars in the Philippines, and this is the first time I've actually been asked to join the dry run. So this is the first time. So well done, team. Good preparation.
Thank you, Sir Mayor. We need to do this because we know that technical issues are a big problem, and during the webinar day itself, it consumes time, and we have a limit of 3 hours. So yeah, that's why we ask the speakers to join us and to tackle which are the issues that may arise.
Okay.
Doc A, do you have any comments or suggestions or any evaluation from our team?
I just would like to commend the team. I think it's the same comment with Sir Ryan. The team did very well. Even the communications prior to this dry run, I really appreciate everyone. So thank you and well done. And I'm so excited to have the final session on Friday next week.
Thank you, Doc. Sounds great. Again, Doc June and Doc Joseph, are you here on our platform?
Kiko, I think they left the Zoom.
They left. Okay. So yeah, I think this settles our dry run for today. Again, thank you very much for your time. The actual end time of this seminar is actually 1 p.m. We finish it early because our speakers made only dry run. But I think on the event day itself, we will be following the correct timeline. One more thing. Sorry, Sir Mayor, you said earlier that you want to make the discussion shorter and you want the Q&A session to be longer, right?
Well, that usually is the aim. But if I have a strong feeling that they're gonna ask a lot of questions in terms of this is such a broad topic and the 5 components. I actually live by that in terms of what I believe, what I promulgate. That's exactly my job in my present work anyway. So, and I'm really passionate about that. So I hope that's going to come across to those that are attending the webinar. Can't hear you.
Sir Kiko, no audio.
Yeah, sorry, my mic was dead. All right. So yeah, moderator team, just we can adjust the timing of the Q&A. If Prof Mayor has finished earlier, then we can adjust for a longer Q&A session. Since each speaker have a 60-minute time for their discussions.
Sorry,
I
so
think
just to
the
confirm,
idea of my talk is really focusing on that kind of foundational matters around nursing, right? And it's such a broad topic, and I'd like to really zoom into very specifics through examples and making sure that the audience actually give me the chance to ask those questions as well. Even remember, no silly question. Nothing is a silly question, so they can ask anything. I really would like you guys to encourage them to ask questions. You know, they have an amazing speaker with Arnold and his journey and United States, and they have nearly 18 years of experience of London and United Kingdom. So I think that's a really good way of, I don't want to use the word exploiting it, but it is a really good use of their time to actually talk more about the experience of being abroad and being a nurse abroad, especially in these first world countries. I don't want to say it in a derogatory manner, but I think it means a lot for others, especially for those who are in the Philippines, plan to basically spread their wings abroad. So yeah, I think that's my aim. Sorry, did I interrupt, Arnold?
no, yeah, I just wanted to verify if the discussion is supposed, or like, is the allowed time 60 minutes for the talk plus, or is it only 45?
In our program, Dr. it's 40 minutes talk, it's 20 minutes Q&A. Yeah.
Okay.
But it can be adjusted. Yeah, that's why we limited our questions to only 2 questions. So
Yeah, no,
there will be more
also,
questions.
Ryan, I think like it's good to actually have the Q&A more. So my request is that, because I have a tendency to talk a lot as well, especially when it comes to my experience. So I would presume that like the moderators, like, if you think, because currently I have like maybe 30 slides, and I plan to like maybe do like a minute and a half per slide, or like for some slides where I need to process the answers for Mentimeter, for example, it might be a bit longer. So I'm just gonna review my slides and maybe try to trim it down, because I don't want to go over time for the discussion, because I really would love to have the time to talk to our attendees as well.
Sure, Doc. I will take note of that. And yeah, moderator, please write on the notes.
No, this is just a suggestion. I don't know if you're gonna make some adjustments whatsoever. But it's really good to have Arnold and myself as you call us as your panelists, right? So it would be good to have both of us sharing questions, for example, because we know that he's going to go that way at some point. I don't know. It's just a suggestion to you guys. especially doing this individually. I'm happy to actually probably entertain like few questions during after my talk, but maybe you can reconvene with both of us and being fielded a lot of questions basically on experiences and how it looks like from our different perspectives from US and UK and United Arab Emirates and other countries. So I don't know, it's globalization, right? So we might as well take advantage of it. No, just a thought. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds good, Sir Mayor. Like, the thing is, if Doc A presents first, so the only questions that will come is from his discussion. Then after your discussion, then the whole ideas will come, will be collected, and then they will be able to ask more questions. So I think it's best that we extend your Q&A part, and then Doc A can also add in because both lectures are already discussed. So yeah, that's a good idea. It's a good suggestion.
Actually, I'd welcome you, Arnold, and you can. I mean, feel free to just really chime in if you have additional thoughts to the questions that's being fielded on me after my talk. So you're more than welcome.
Sure, I will. Yeah, that being said, yeah, it might be a bit tricky from my part because like again, like you won't be speaking by then when they do my Q&A. I do love your idea of like us sort of coming back together as a panel once you're done. But yeah, okay.
What's the time from your end when we do the webinar, Arnold? Is it going to be too late for you? Because I don't really want to hassle you at the same time.
No, it's okay because it's Friday night, so it's gonna be I think like the webinar I think I'm based on the timeline it might be around 11 p.m. when I do my talk, so I'll finish it around 11:30ish p.m. But I will be fine because the following day is a Saturday, so I can stay up late.
Mhm. And nightlife starts at 1 o'clock.
I know, so I'm gonna go clubbing after. No, I'm kidding. I'm too old for clubbing at 1 a.m. Like I usually go home at 12. I'm in Cinderella, so no.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, all right. So, any suggestion on our end committees? Any evaluation that you can suggest, or if not, we can end the webinar for some of the committee members and our speakers. Thank you for joining us. But for the technical and moderator, please stay. We will be doing the raffle to test our technical raffle draws. Once again, thank you, Sir Mayor.
Thanks, everyone.
Good morning there in the UAE. Doc Tariga, thank you. Good evening there in the US.
Bye.
And
Bye.
hope to see you on the webinar on June 13th. Thank you very much. We appreciate you joining. Yeah, just one photo for the documentation. Open your cameras, all panelists, please. Para maganda sa tingnan. Gallery review. Yeah. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Waki. De joke lang.
Pwede na siguro mag-waki, Sir Kiko.
Pwede na.
5K.
Alright, so
5K.
Continue tayo, guys. Raffle. Acknowledgement.
Pwede na magtanggal. Init eh.
Mainit ba? Mainit. Okay.
Kaya baka nandiyan pa sila, Doc. Madinig tayo. Kaya.
Nag-leave na sila kanina pa, nag-comment na sila sa page ay sa messenger natin about sa comment nila.
Okay.
Madinig tayo, mga casual talk natin eh.
Merong constructive observation daw sa messenger. Ayan. Can I give my constructive observation and suggestion here for enhancement? So it's Joseph, not Jose, for Dr. Cuevas. It sounds like Jose kanina. Tapos
so yung pagsalita lang. Yung sound. Okay.
Sir presenters, read your lines and practice para mawala yung hesitations.
Okay.
Maybe a little more energy for some, lalo na kanina sa nag-read ng certificate yata ni Dr. Tariga. Number 3, Ma'am
Sorry,
Jana.
3 AM na dito.
Baka 4
Galing
a.m.
night
Sabi ko nga
yata,
baka 4
galing night shift.
a.m. na, kaya ganun. Pero okay lang. Pag totoong program, tataasan niya na yan. So, avoid dead air daw. And
May dead air.
Dead
Wala
air, wala naman. Pero kapag
Feeling ko,
pag ano
yung
lang,
dead air nila na akala, yung 2 minutes na nag-play ka, yung sa opening,
yeah.
yung 2 minutes
Filler.
before mag-start si Ma'am
Pinapagkakape. Yung mga mali-mali mo
Okay.
sa kape yun.
Tapos number 5,
Okay.
may times na dragging or parang slow-paced yung program. Make it energetic and interesting. Sumisigaw na nga ako dito, Dok.
more energy,
Ay,
guys.
ay, bumalik si
Grabe
Doc.
naman ang taas ng
Bumalik
energy.
si Doc.
Ay, dito ba si Doc? Sorry.
Joke lang.
Or
Overall, well, and
T-shirt
well,
yung nga itong
Kinabahan
katabi ko eh.
Naka-live kayo ata sa YouTube. Naka-live kayo sa YouTube. Pre-off mo muna yung
naka-live pa tayo sa
stream.
YouTube, ah.
I-off mo muna yung
Naka-stream
stream.
tayo. Hindi, okay na yan.
Naka-record pa kayo. Lagot kayo.
It's okay. Constructive ano naman eh. Constructive observation naman niya yun eh.
Minus
So,
10.
Alright. Continue natin. Test natin yung ano nyo. Sir Luis, yung ano mo. Yung
Raffle?
Raffle. Test natin.
Wait.
Kasi ang dami
Kasi
nito eh. 11 raffles to eh.
Oo nga eh.
Ay, sir, may
Kaya
question
naman yan.
pala ako. Kung
Ano yung question?
gagawin po natin yung gusto nila na parang forum po, yung magkasama sila na tatanungin,
Oh.
papayagan pa kaya tayo ng program committee kasi kakain din ng oras.
Hindi ang mangyayari 'di ba suggestion nila is iklian yung ano yung discussion time nila like kung more on Q&A portion. Then magbabati na lang daw si Doc A dun sa part ni Professor Mayor.
Feeling
Pero
ko
2 hours pa rin yung talk nila.
if time permits na lang ata yun, parang optional lang naman ata yun.
Oo. We stick on our program.
Program.
Then adjustable naman yan eh. Kasi kagaya niyan, tiningnan ko yung kay Doc A eh. Parang 15 minutes lang niya diniscuss yung kanya. Kung siguro ma-extend yung 30 minutes. So may 30 minutes sa Q&A. Yung Q&A session lang natin, ilang minutes lang yun? 5 or 10 minutes? So
10 minutes.
mahaba yung oras natin. Mahaba yung oras natin.
nila maraming
May
questions.
Wait lang, may nag-raise ng hand. Allowed to talk. Ma'am Reynalyn. Yes. You can talk.
And then suggest ko lang kasi kay Sir Ryan, madaldal talaga yon. So, kaya siya nagsasuggest
Madaldal talaga
ng
yun.
na parang open forum. Kasi once na nagsalita na yun, tuloy-tuloy na yun eh.
Okay. So parang gagawin, kasi yung slide lang naman niya is 12 slides eh. I-clear na lang siguro yung presentation niya, then mahabang Q&A session. Okay.
Tapos kwan na lang siya, lagyan na lang siya ng kwan. Tawag dito yung magsasabi sa kanya kung patapos na yung time niya. Kasi yun naman
may
ang sinabi
timer
ko
naman.
kanina eh. May magsasabi sa kanya eh, magre-remind.
May naka-standby timer ako dito sa akin, kaya 10 minutes before i-remind ko siya.
Dito Sir Kiko, mababasa ba nila sa chat or baka hindi nila mabasa and mag-prompt yung chat sa panelist?
Mababasa yung chat kapag binuksan nila yung chat. Tsaka lumalabas siya dito kagaya, mag-chat ako, lalabas siya sa screen. Tingnan nyo.
Kaya lang pag
Hi.
masyado siyang engrossed sa pag-discuss nung slides niya, baka hindi niya mapansin.
Magsasabi na lang, Sir, your time is up.
Wag!
Kasi sabi niya kanina. Pero sabihan niyo na ako.
Hindi, sabihan mo na lang. Sir Mayor, you have 5 minutes to
para formal ba? Kapag hindi
you
na
have
kasi
5 minutes to complete your
kasi matatakpan yung screen niya eh. May isa pang question, Ma'am April. Yes, you can talk.
Hello sir, may
April.
naka-assign po kasi na timekeeper sa program committee. Baka gusto niyo siyang gamitan as timekeeper po sa program.
Okay, naka-panelist na ba siya dito sa akin?
Parang hindi ata.
Ano pangalan niya?
Ram Sanchez.
Okay. So ipa-panelist ko siya. Na lang. I-message niya sa everyone na please promote me as panelist kapag on the day of the webinar. Kasi magjo-join naman tayo 1 hour before eh. Okay, one more question.
And then,
Ay,
sir, ask ko lang yung regarding sa program natin. Same pa rin ba yung time frame natin for Q&A and lecture discussion ng speakers,
keep it
or
as is.
mag-iiba ba tayo?
Hindi,
Okay,
keep it as is. 40 minutes, 20 minutes. Hindi naman yan
Okay, thank you.
mahigpit masyado.
Gusto nyo, iksian natin yung raffle, palakihin natin yung premyo. Pwede nyo bawasan yun. Kasi 11 raffle.
Yung 11 raffle kasi dun sa NCLEX Pro ang dami eh. Kagaya niyan, 2 voucher na review. 3 voucher for yung discount voucher. So 5 na yon.
Dami.
Paano naging 11 nga yun? Yung last part.
What if, Sir Kiko,
5 na 500.
yung prices during the program, i-move nyo dun sa pre-webinar? Parang 2 na lang dun sa tapos i-move. Kasi I think may time pa tayo sa pre-webinar before the doxology kung magsa-start tayo ng 9:35 or 9:28. What if
yung
lang?
pre-webinar, pwede natin idagdag like kasi sa pre-webinar ilan na yung mananalo? 6, di ba? So pwede natin hatiin siya as 8 siguro, 7 and 8. Ilan ba yan?
Parang dagdagan na lang doon na lang pahabain para yung sa program proper natin.
Okay.
We can give time to the
yung
question
voucher,
and answer.
yung cash voucher ng NCLEX Pro, ilipat nyo doon, yung 3 cash voucher para maging 8 na lang tong si last part and maging 9 si first part.
I'm out. Kasi ang QR code ko na nakalabas diyan, Sir Kiko, mangyayari gaya nung first part. Teka, nasa na ba yun? Background ko. Palit ako ng background. Pag nagpalit ako ng background, para kay Niners.
Sponsors.
Oo. Para kay Niners. Magkakahalo-halo.
Yun lang.
Meron po akong
Either
suggestion.
babawasan lang
Gusto
natin,
niyo
hindi pwede ilipat na, yung kay Supreme, ililipat natin sa part ni Niners. Bawat
wait lang.
tayo sa akin.
Ano yung suggestion mo, Jessica, about this?
Baka gusto niyo po yung parang pre-drawn, yung galing po sa listahan ng mga nag-register na sa email.
Pwede,
Yung nag-register
gawin
po
na.
sa link. Pre-drawn na lang po. Tapos
tas
yun lang yung medyo mababa yung price
good
para di
idea.
sila madismaya.
Galing, good idea.
Yes, ma'am. Maganda.
3 pre-drawn sa vouchers kukunin ko sa NCLEX Pros. Mag-sample draw na ako kamaya para malaman ko sino na yung 3 yan. Then i-add nyo na lang sa script nyo kung sino yung winners.
I-announce na lang.
I-add ko
Announce
sa
na lang.
script.
Hindi na magsi-spin the wheel, sir. Tama ba?
Babawasan po.
Yung NCLEX Pro na 3 voucher, magiging pre-drawn na siya. So,
Gusto mo sir yung 500? 5 po yung 500 eh.
Ay, 5 ba?
Tama ba? Opo. 5 tas
sa inyo.
2 tas 1. 5 500, 2 750, 1 1,000.
Kaya pala naging Okay. Sige. Lahat ng voucher na yon i-pre-drawn na lang natin. Then yung si NCLEX Pro, ang magiging raffle niya lang is yung major prize na 2 at yung cash prize. Tama?
Okay.
Anong pre-draw? I-announce na lang natin yung, ito yung mga drone before. Ganun, walang evidence na nag-raffle tayo?
Meron. Yung pre-registration, bro. Meron tayong pre-registration sa Zoom webinar. Then
Video ka?
mag-AI random draw.
Okay. Sige.
Hindi
wala nang mga spin the wheel. Wala nang mga spin the wheel during the program. Announcement na lang ng
parang
winners.
sasabihin nyo na lang, we have announcement for you. We have already winners from our pre-registration raffle, ganun. Miss
For
Jan,
the vouchers.
any question?
Kahit na po, Sir
question
Kiko,
po si
kahit
Ma'am
na
Jan.
po hindi nag-join,
Ano yan?
Ayun lang.
pag the webinar mismo, kahit hindi na sila nag-join, nanalo na sila, ganon.
Ang kailangan
What
kasi niyan,
if
kailangan
hindi po
ma-coordinate
sila
with the registration.
nag-join?
Yun yung
Nag-register
kailangan
lang
na,
sila.
Kailangan siya ma-monitor ng
Yun
ng
nga.
Huwag natin bawasan tong
registration.
tama si Ma'am Obera. Huwag natin bawasan yung raffle, yung spin the wheel. Ang kailangan natin bawasan or i-merge natin yung premyo para umiksi doon
Sa
sa part
ano
na
na
yun.
lang po, before the advertisement, while waiting for the others to join,
Ayun.
pwede na kayong mag-prices.
Sa pre-webinar ngayon.
Sa pre-webinar. So, during technical check, meron na tayong ganun.
Opo.
So kopihin mo na lang, Sir Luis, yung gawa na lang ng isa pang ganyan na na sponsor QR ng NCLEX Pro lang. NCLEX Pro lang yung kukuhanin natin na
NCLEX Pro?
yung puro voucher lang.
Saan
So
ito
hindi pa rin
ilalagay?
siya kakain ng time. Kasi pre-webinar stage.
Okay. While waiting po.
So while waiting, magra-raffle na tayo?
Yes po.
Oo.
Yung upon joining, abang nagre-ready pong lahat, di ba wala naman po, start pa yung time nun. While waiting for the others. Pwede nang yung mga naka-join na ng maaga earlier, pwede na pong mag-raffle.
Parang early bird, early worm.
Opo.
Madadagdag na lang sa yan, sa moderator na
I think, Sir Kiko, kailangan yan. Kailangan siya i-practice ulit para ma-time kung gaano katagal yung pre-webinar natin with the
spin the
raffle.
wheel ng
Yes. Oo.
Lima yun.
Para,
Lima yun.
oo, kung ganon, mas mag-start tayo ng mga 9:20 or 9:30, mga ganon.
Oo, tama. Kasi technical namin, maraming bakanting oras yung technical namin kanina, di ba? So, pwede pa rin mapasok yung raffle na yan. Yan. Ayun. Anything else? Lower your hand. Ayan.
Sir Kiko, yung ngayon na ginawa natin, hindi pa talaga siya actual time, no? Kasi dapat yung first advertisement or yung video, ipe-play siya around 9:28 or 9:30, diba? Ang ginawa natin, we started the video, yung advertisement, parang
Commercial?
10 o'clock eh. Oo, yung commercial,
Wait,
parang 10
check ko
o'clock
yung
na eh.
script natin, ha? Check ko yung script natin. Kasi andito sa script.
9:35 actually
9:35.
dapat ipe-play. So, hindi natin ginawa yung actual ngayon. We started late actually.
Okay.
So, sa day na
dapat
ng
earlier.
seminar, we have to start 9:35, play the advertisement, and then continue na with the pre-webinar. Para 10 o'clock, we start the doxology. Kasi dapat
Okay.
yung
Oras pa talaga ang
dapat sa
seminar, di
doxology
ba alas
10
6?
o'clock.
Ay,
Alas,
sorry,
yeah, 10 o'clock. Yung doxology
10 o'clock.
po dapat 10 o'clock, yes.
6 o'clock tayo nag-start. Kasi nalilito rin ako sa na oras eh.
Yeah.
So 10 o'clock
So,
sa
dapat
Pilipinas,
5
6 a.m. dito.
5:35 play the Sir Kiko.
5:35 dito sa amin. 4 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pero depende pa yun sa idadagdag natin na spin the wheel sa pre-webinar.
Okay. Yes. All right.
Cleps Pro QR code. Spin the wheel
Alright.
dito.
Spin the wheel din.
So new background. Hindi na ako magkakapit talaga sa during the
Click ka ng click.
Na-click ko, nagulat ako. Baka ako na-click. Hindi talaga ako magkakapit. Times. Bastard. Saan kaya may dead air? Wala naman tayong dead air kanina.
Hindi, yun yung nasa isip ko yung 2 minutes. Tama yung sinabi ni Mama Kathleen. Yung 2 minutes na bakante natin na dead air.
Kasi
doon,
nakita ko yung
dead air na
facial
yun.
expression ni Sir Jun eh. Sabi ko parang iba yung facial expression niya nung sa 2 minutes.
Saan doon?
During that
Saan
time,
doon?
Parang anong ginagawa nito? Ba't di pa nagsasalita?
Yes, parang ganun. Doon sa pre-webinar yon, Sir Luis. Doon sa after mag-welcome ni Ma'am Jinra, and then si Ma'am Zays na yung next. There's 2 minutes, 'di ba, na may pine-play kayo nung parang yung speakers na picture. Yes. Siguro
Hindi alisin na
iksian.
natin yun.
Parang
Hindi alisin na
teaser.
natin yun.
Pwede po.
Hindi,
Kasi kasali na yun sa commercial, 'di ba? Hindi po ba kasali sa commercial yung speakers?
Kasali siya.
Pagtabihin na natin, pre. Pagsunodin na natin.
Oo.
Kasi kung yun ang
So,
observation niya na dead air, pagsunodin na natin.
Una na lang yun, yung video na yun na 2 minutes. Then commercial. Filler muna. Yung filler video tawag doon eh. Filler video. Yun muna, filler video, commercial. Ganun yung mangyayari.
So, itong 3 3 minutes filler before Zays. Alisin na natin to.
Ilipat lang,
Oh.
ilipat.
Yes po,
Alisin na,
lipat
ibig
na
sabihin,
lang.
alisin na to sa script na to kasi malilito tayo dito. Buburahin ko na to dito.
Yes po.
Pakikialaman ko na to
Oh, sige, i-edit mo
Okay
na.
lang.
Bala ka dyan, Sir
No
Luis, pag
problem.
nasira
Ano
lahat.
ito? Ayaw pa matutok sa...
Ikaw magiging moderator, Sir
Yan,
Luis.
yan. 3 minutes filler. Okay. Tapos itong Q, aalisin ko na din. Kasi pagkasunod na silang papatugtugin. Play. Ano yun? Filler. Asap. Filler next. O, yan na. Tapos prepare clap na ako. So wala na tayong dead air.
Yeah.
So one of the program moderator, thank you and enjoy the program. That's Zays. Before we proceed, I am
Higpit ng mga professor natin, no?
Yan natawag pre na clinical eye. Uy, pre, naka-record ka pre, ipapasa to sa...
Ay, sorry. Sorry, Doc Jun. Sorry, Doc Joseph.
May evidence ka pre. Ay, nakataas si Ma'am
Thank
Ja.
you po sa constructive criticism.
Yes, Ma'am Ja. May question ka po or
Pinatulungan
suggestion?
bigla. Thank you po.
Tulungan na lang po si Doc Cipriano sa Mentimeter niya kasi parang nag-aalanganin po siya doon sa Mentimeter niya. Siguro kayo na lang
siguro
po
dun sa yung kagaya kay Doc Tarika, gagawin ko na lang ganun.
Opo.
Na live. Hindi ko alam kung sino yung sasabihan niya doon. Baka si Ma'am Marina rin yung sabihan niya doon. Teka, nandito pa ba siya?
Kung nahihirapan ka doon, Sir Kiko, bakit hindi na lang niya gawin yung kagaya ng ginawa natin sa WooClap na side by side, tapos nasa taas siya?
Hindi
Pwede
po
rin.
siya techie, sir. Hindi daw siya
Sige,
ng
sige.
Zoom, pang
Hindi,
Google
kami
Meet,
magsishare. Ako
Google Teams.
magsishare. Ako magsishare.
Ganun pa rin, WooClap na lang, pero ibang question. Yung
Hindi,
question ni Prof. Mayor mismo.
WooClap na lang din.
WooClap na lang din, tapos question ni Prof. Mayor. Ganun rin naman. Pero, pre, ito yung note ko sa'yo. Tanggalin mo yung yung moderator mo dun sa mo.
Inalis ko
WooClap.
na. Inalis ko
Alisin
na.
mo Kasi nag-click ka eh.
Inalis ko na.
Okay. Noted.
So, gawa ko si Priano Mayor ng QR code
WooClap.
doon sa
Oo.
webinar day mismo.
WooClap. Oo.
Teka, buksan ko lang isa ko account. Nasa isang account ko kasi yun.
Hindi, kapag maglilipat ka pang account, mag-add question ka na lang,
Hindi.
pwede yun sa WooClap.
Hindi. Ito kasi ginagamit ko ngayon pang practice account natin.
Pang-practice lang ba yan? Okay, good.
Oo. Itong on the day mismo itself, hindi ko pa pinagaano yung code kasi ito yung may mga yung sinasabi nila Ma'am Catherine na BYN, yung mga code.
Parang wala ring nagsalita sa sa natin, sa mga faculty. Saka may klase yata, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 o'clock na din.
Ano nga yung
Ay, di si Doc Jun.
ni
Si Doc Joseph pala. Si Doc Joseph lang nagsalita.
Ano yung question ni Doc Mayor kanina?
Ito. Meron ako.
Ano po yun? Who?
Who or what
Okay,
is an excellent
who is an excellent nurse?
What/who?
Opo.
What/who is an excellent nurse?
Who is excellent?
Is an excellent nurse? Spell excellent. EXCELLENT.
Yata.
Opo.
Visit.
Ang cute nilang dalawa.
Isulat mo muna, Sir Luis, para malaman mo yung correct spelling.
Bahala kayo. Sige. Teka.
Magaling
Yan.
kayo, Sir Kiko at Sir Luis, pagdating ng
Excellent.
araw.
Ano?
Excellent.
Magkita kayo sa Zoom meeting.
Kami
Ito
na
yung-
ngayon
ito-
si Doc Tariga at si
question.
Doc Cipriano. Pag
Ito
nagkita kami
yung
sa
test,
webinar.
Ito yung
Hello?
test account mo, pre?
Hindi, ito na yung original. Ito na yung account na
Okay. Sige.
para sa
Huwag mo
yung
nang iyan eh.
gagawain ko.
Ito na yung pinaka-event. Okay, cool.
Hello.
Ayan, no? Ay, may nagsalita.
Nice.
Hi. Hello, sir. Ma'am. Wala, suggestion lang, if ever
Yes po.
kanina about sa yung mga parang
Dead air.
yeah. Wala ba tayong possible na pwedeng ipasok na background music? Let's say background music na, kasi hindi natin along the way may possible na, okay, may nagkaroon ng technical. Yung parang papasukan kagad natin ng background music habang nag-aantay dun sa...
Yes, Boss Ram. Yung dead air, doon sa script namin, wala kaming dead air. Ang inisip nilang dead air is most probably is yung background music na picture lang nila nag-review, which is 2 to 3 minutes yata yun na wala nagsasalita. Filler video sana yon, pero na-note nata nila na parang dead air kasi gusto nila yata lagi may nagsasalita eh. So tatanggalin namin yon. Actually, yung yung filler video na yun is preparation para mag-start na yung webinar. So yun yung gagawin namin, i-adjust namin yung tatanggalin namin yun. Yung 3 minutes na yun. Cool?
Thank you, sir.
Yung dito. Sige. So yeah, magpo-practice ulit tayo for yung mga ruleta, moderator and technical. Siguro ano ba ngayon? Friday. Ayun, medyo alanganin yung oras. Sige. Kung kaya nyo next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, at least once sa Monday siguro or Wednesday.
Ako, free ako mamaya, pre. Off ako ngayon.
Ako free ako anytime.
Kagabi nga, lalamayin ata natin to kagabi. So, hindi tayo matutulog.
Muntik na eh.
Kaya nga, sabi ko kay Sir Kiko, Sir, matutulog naman tayo. 4 a.m. gigising na tayo. Hindi pa tayo kakain man lang.
Ayan, basta mag-set tayo sa moderator and technical para ma-practice natin yung timing ng ruleta. And yeah, yun lang naman. Okay na tayo. Okay na yung first set natin sa first speaker, perfect. Second speaker, perfect. Mostly yan nga, nagbabago-bago yung technical side natin. So kailangan natin maayos to by next week. Yan yung natin, goal natin. Ayun nga, sinabi na natin kanina about sa Q&A portion. Kailangan meron din pala tayong timer sa technical bukod kay si Sir Ram. Sir Ram, ikaw din ba yung timer sa nyo? Timer
yes,
ka ba?
sir. Sa timer, yeah.
Okay. So, kailangan mo notify. Meron rin naman ako timer pero kasi palipat-lipat ako ng screen ko eh. So, i-notify mo rin ako sa dito sa panelist. Pwede ka mag-type dito sa panelist. Nakikita ko naman yung chat.
Ayun, that's good. Yeah, thank you.
Bukod dun, meron din tayo sa technical pero wala. Sino ba sa technical ang timer natin? Kailangan at least meron tayong 3 timer dito sa group. Anyway, i-send ko na lang yun sa GC kung sino yung mga timer natin sa each committee na i-assign na. Okay. So, sa ngayon hindi natin natatapos to dahil yung ruleta na ruleta din. Pag okay na yung natin, yung tawag dito, yung script natin sa moderator and technical, let's practice it. Di na natin i-run through yung total tawag dito, total script. Kailangan lang maayos yung sa winners, yung presentation of winners. So doon tayo mag-focus on next practice. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. For this webinar documentation, okay na ba yung pagkuha niyo ng screenshots and videos?
Oo nga pala.
Si Ma'am Marichu. Ma'am Marichu, I'll let you speak.
Oo nga pala yun pala, pre. Moderator, dahan-dahan naman sa photo of 1, 2, 3 agad. Dahan-dahan lang muna. Kasi mag-change pa kami
1,
na si Sir
2, 3.
Kiko ng gallery view at saka view ng attendees.
Yung
Ito
sa
po.
po, sa certification, hindi po makuha yung yung sila Dr. Tariga.
Kasi yung timing ng nung at least give us more than 3 seconds, masyado mabilis bago mag-change kasi ng view. So let's say,
Yun po ang hindi namin makapture.
yeah, yun pa kaya kailangan natin yan So siguro wag 3 seconds, at least masyado mahaba 10, siguro 5. Pero bagalan lang, hindi lang ng 5 seconds. Okay. Yun lang yung suggestion. Para makuha ng documentation team yung screenshot nilang maayos. Okay, para maiba ko rin yung view ko.
Thank you.
What else? I think that's it sa documentation. Yung transcript nakukuha naman, di ba? Si Ma'am Ali Mashra, nakukuha mo yung yung mga chat dito sa sa webinar.
Yes po, sir.
Okay, that's cool. Okay.
Ay, sir, may question lang ako. Doon sa
Yes.
paraffle natin,
Mhm.
what if po yung nanalo is nanalo na from previous? Okay lang po ba yun?
Na-discuss namin yung kahapon is since 500 yung natin attendees, kung kakalculate natin chances, posible ulit siyang manalo, masyadong mababa yung chance. Pero posibleng manalo ulit. Kasi yung kada raffle, mag-QR scan sila ulit to check their tawag dito kung active pa sila sa sa webinar. So whoever na nag-QR nag-scan ng QR sa first, second and third, lagi silang kasali. Pwede silang manalo on each raffle. Pero 500 naman kasi sila. So mababa yung chances. Yes, ma'am.
Sir
May
Kiko,
nag-raise
ask ko lang, ako po, Kathleen.
Okay.
Regarding sa certificate pala para sa attendees, ask ko lang if kahit yung nasa YouTube Live and makaka-receive ba ng certificate as long as nag-register? Kasi may mga gusto
Hindi.
pa mag-register. Hindi na.
Hindi na.
So, nasa
Only
Zoom
registered.
lang.
Yes, only 500 participants ang pwedeng makaano. Though meron akong list na i-export ko. Pero kasi dito yung attendees, makikita mo dito yung yung mga kasama dito sa
So, parang hindi naman pa ganun.
Kasi
Siyempre, yung iba
kasi
gusto pa rin
kasi
ng
kasi
certificate.
kasi yung iba nagkaroon ng multiple registration. So kaya hindi ko pwedeng i-export yung total attendee list. So ang gagawin dito sa ng registration team, ipa-pop out nila tong participant. Meron ba nasa registration ngayon?
Yes, sir Kiko.
Kasi,
Yes, okay, i-pop out niyo 'yan. Yung screen, palakihin nyo. Tapos i-screenshot nyo yung each individual with their names. Okay? Para ma-note nyo yung names nila. Okay? Tapos sige po.
Ay, kasi Sir Kiko, syempre nag-encourage pa tayo ng registrants, yung mga magre-register. Pero nasa YouTube Live and na sila. Pero syempre, dahil nag-register sila, they're expecting to receive the certificate kung panonoorin pa rin nila. So parang, kung ako yung attendee, I will be disappointed if I'm not gonna receive the certificate.
Tama naman yun. Okay naman yun. I think kasi yun yung sasabihin ko sana, mayroong multiple registrations na nangyari. Kagaya niyan, multiple emails na pare-parehas na tao. So, kapag na mangyari, madodoble, triple yung trabaho ng registration team. Tapos, kung attendees lang ang susundin nila, isang tao lang ang kung anong email lang yung inattendan nila dito, yun lang yung maipapasok sa registration. Though, yun yung sinabi mo sa yung parang gusto ko rin makakuha ng certificate. Since 500 participants lang kayang accommodate, that's why meron tayong live stream. I mean, pinapadali ko yung trabaho ng registration team. So para sa akin. Pero for the attendees, For me, I think it's best na let's limit it to 500.
Doon po sa start natin, di ba po parang meron tayong pre-survey na QR code po na pine-present.
Yes.
Hindi po kaya pwedeng doon kunin.
Check ko ngayon yung status ng pre-survey. Kung ilan na yung nagsagot. Kasi yung iba hindi kasi na-double check yung link eh. Ang ginagawa
Kaso
lang
pwede
nila
na,
is pwede natin i-share yun sa during the webinar itself. Pero yun nga
paano kaya?
magdadagdag tayo sa technical ng QR. So check ko lang status ng natin registration. Registration pre-webinar. Okay. All right. Okay. So around nasa siya. Less than 150 yung sumagot ng pre-webinar natin. So kukulangin siya since 500 attendees tayo. So talagang ang mas madaling sundin para makumpleto yung mga attendee list is yung yung live attendees dito sa Zoom attendees, yung name nila dito. Okay ba 'yon?
So yung sa YouTube po, hindi na po sila. Paano po yun?
Yun
Ano
nga.
po 'yun?
Siguro i-comment na lang nila yung name nila din sa YouTube. Sino po bang may account ng YouTube?
Akin 'yan.
Pwedeng i-comment yung kaso
Pwede nila
yung
yun nga
email
sinasabi ko sa
nila.
registration mas
Papublic.
matatrabaho. Yun nga, mas matrabaho, may mga double, triple email registration.
Sa evaluation po.
Pwede
Evaluation
siguro,
direct.
sir, iba yung QR ng YouTube na umattend sa YouTube tapos you can only answer once. Kaya ba yun? Kaya ata yun.
What do you mean? Sige, bigyan
May
QR sa YouTube.
bali po, pwede ba po
Maglagay
may
na lang
QR
din ng
tayo sa Zoom?
QR sa
Wait,
comment
isa,
sa
isa.
YouTube.
Wait.
Sorry. Sige, Ma'am Jayela, go.
Di ba sa YouTube po, may comment sa baba?
Okay.
While they're watching, isend sa
Meron
comment
comments.
na yung yung pre-registration din po natin. Para doon din po sila mag-register. Or
Okay,
else, pag di sila
pwede ko lagyan ng
nag-reg,
description. Lalagyan ko na lang
opo,
ng
lagyan
description
mo na
si
lang ng description. Para
Okay,
doon
sige.
sila mag-reg, para doon din titignan na kung talagang nag-register sila the day ng Kasi makikita
Okay.
naman yung the day mismo kung sino yung nag-register eh. Doon na lang po namin
Okay.
kukunin. So, the day mismo, i-disregard namin yung previous registration, pero doon kami titingin sa the day ng webinar. June 13 na kami magtitingin ng talagang bibigyan ng certificates.
Okay.
Sige po.
Sige.
Tapos po,
Thank you, ma'am.
i-set na
Para
lang siya na
kung gusto
Yes.
ito po isa kong suggestion. Yung total list ng registration sa Zoom, hindi siya it might change anytime kasi. Pwede ko yun ibigay on the 12 kasi sa 13 malanganin na tayo dyan. Isisend ko yun sa registration team para ma-compare nyo yun sa yung mga sasali sa YouTube at yung dito sa attendee. Ilan i-distribute nyo, like mayroon na ba kayong titingin sa registration sa total registration sa tawag dito sa Zoom, total registration ng pre-registry QR, YouTube registration, so tatlong areas yung titingnan nyo dyan.
Meron na po,
Nakuha
Sir
nyo
Tito.
ba?
Meron na.
Okay. Yun yung mahirap na trabaho. Iko-compare mo yung tatlo. Yung pinakamadali is itong attendees. Attendees lang sa Zoom na 500 lang. Yung isa sa YouTube, yan, middle ground yan. Zoom attendees plus YouTube. Yan, live yan. Which is, yun yung pinaka-accurate. Zoom attendees plus YouTube attendees. So which do you prefer? I prefer yung yung Zoom webinar na 500 attendees lang. Kayo, which do you prefer? Registration team.
Mas okay lang siguro sir yung Zoom attendees po. Kasi yung sa YouTube po, mamamonitor lang namin, actually number lang eh.
Okay. Pero yung suggestion nga ni Ma'am Ja, maglalagay silang comments. But it cannot be, baka hindi nila ma-comment. Yun nga. Since YouTube
Baka mahirapan kasi sir ang registration na makuha yung mga yun. Lalo sa YouTube po. Oo.
So I think 500, so let's finish this. So we will stick with the 500 attendees in the Zoom webinar. I-check nyo yung attendee list dito sa Zoom. Ipapop out nyo, i-screenshot nyo isa, per attendees. Then doon nyo i-insert yung name nila sa certificate. Okay? Clear na tayo dyan? Hello? Parang nawala yung mic ko.
Yes,
okay,
yes sir, Kiko.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So registration clear na tayo. Okay, marketing. May marketing. Si Mark nandito ba? Wala na rin. Sino pa ba? Program, okay na kasi hindi na natin mo-modify. Okay. So I think that's it. Documentation, wala naman other concerns. Yun nga, sa gallery review, kailangan moderator, pakibagalan na lang pag-count para sa amin. Saka sa kanila. Yes. Sir Luis, okay ka pa dyan? Okay, wala na rin yata.
Baka nagkakape,
Okay,
sir.
baka nagkakape. Alright, so yeah. It's already 12:30. So lunchtime na sa inyo, breakfast na sa amin. So thank you guys for attending the webinar.
Sir Kiko, pahabol lang po.
Oh, yun.
Sorry.
Yan, pahabol. Yeah.
Sir, yung pa-remind lang po yung pa-add ako nung 3 names na sinend po sa'yo for panelists. Kasi sila yung
Okay. Sorry. Na-miss ko. Hindi ko siya naalala. Pa-hi na lang ulit dun sa Messenger para lumabas yung name mo. Thank you.
Nalobat yung hotspot ko.
Yun lang. Huwag lang mangyari yan sa totoong webinar.
Nalobat yung sabi ko, ba't ka ako parang walang nagsasalita? Nalobat pala yung hotspot ko. Nakabalik na sa wifi ko.
Other committee na gusto na mag-leave, no problem. We already finished our dry run. It was perfect dry run. We just need modifications na lang on technical and moderator plus registration side. Thank you. Lunchtime na.
Sa atin, ano pa ba? Nagawa ko na itong NFLEX Pro na webinar. QR code. Di ba pala? Ang nagawa ko pa lang si Sir Dr. Riga, yung sa WooClub niya. Andiyan ba si Reynalyn?
Reynalyn.
Si Ma'am
Wala na
Reynalyn.
yata. Naka-duty yun eh.
Naka-duty ba yun?
Ginukulit niya si Dr. Riga kanina. Prof. Mayor eh. Sabi ko message siya.
Paano kaya yun? Na natin mako-communicate na kung gusto ni Doc Mayor, yung kagaya na lang nung ginagawa natin pagka nagra-raffle tayo, side by side ako mag-share.
Hindi. Gawin na natin yun. Gawin na natin yung ganung WooClub. Then i-message natin si Ma'am Reynalyn, i-forward yun sa kanya. Na tayo na magko-control na live feed yung lalabas.
Kumbaga, mag-QR code muna bago magsimula ng slide ni Dr. Cipriano.
Oo. Parang yung Mentimeter niya.
Oo. So, bali mangyayari is ganito. Zoom. Share. So, kung shinare ko tong... wala. QR code... pag global
Stop ko na yung live.
nursing leadership. Hindi ito.
Stop ko na rin yung recording. Okay.